this is the first time I got like major enlightenment, and it wasn't from a cat. So I talked to a dog in spirit, and his name is Jake. And the first question that his mom wanted me to ask was if he sees her in dreams. And so again, gonna read this word for word. He said, dreams are a visitation. We meet on another level. You leave your body, but are still tethered to it. When you dream, you elevate out, just hovering slightly above. You can't move around, you just stay slightly hovered. If you were to suddenly wake up, you are instantaneously pulled back in. It is when she hovers we are able to meet. That is how all visitations happen. We don't enter your mind, you enter our space, if that makes sense. We are able to come and meet you in this space, and it appears as a dream to you because that is where dreams happen, elevated out. I said, when you say we enter your space, he said the non-physical world, but again, this is only dipping out. You are still securely tethered to your body. You're dipping a toe in, I should say, and that is where we are. And I saw an image of dipping your toe, dipping one toe in the ocean, and like the ocean is where all the spirits are, but you're still like, you're on the beach, you're on land, but one toe is in the ocean. I said, but we don't have control over seeing spirits in our dreams or not. He said, you don't and you do. I'm going to be very honest. You see us more than you are aware. You just don't remember. A dream you remember is something that attaches to you as you hover and gets pulled back in with once you wake up. That is why and how you remember it. There are dreams or experiences that happen while you hover, but they do not attach, so they are not brought back with you. You have no memory of them happening. I said, so what's the point of them happening if we don't remember? He said, you are experiencing in the moment. Not remembering doesn't mean it didn't happen. I said, but I think I can speak for everybody, maybe not everybody, but we would really like to remember those things and have them stick so we can, take them back with us. He said, you don't have this ability yet. If you were truly aware and were able to control your dream states, when you step out and hover, you would not want to leave them. And that is not how it's supposed to work. Viewings are little hints, things you see and remember to know we're still around. You cannot stay in this state. It is not where you belong. I said, Jake. He said, yeah. I said, are you secretly a cat? He said, no, but I have been before. Dogs do know this stuff too. We can tell you things. Cats are the teachers, but dogs still know. They just don't teach. I said, how come some people never get to see a past loved one or animal in their dreams? He said they see them, they don't remember, because it cannot attach to them, and for whatever reason, it's not supposed to. Do know what happens, and way more often than you think. It's just about remembering and not remembering, and if you don't remember, it means you weren't supposed to. Yes, we are still there. Yes, I see her in my dreams, in her dreams, in the space we can both share temporarily. That's all she and you need to know about this. Please move on now. So this was cool. Like, I immediately finished the session and like called my parents, and I was like, oh my God, like listen to what this dog said about dreams. So it was this image of like when we're asleep and dream, we're sort of, our soul is like elevated out of our body and it's still attached with a tether. So if something were to fall down and we woke up, it would be like instantaneous back in our body. We would not know that we were like outside of it at all. But I'm thinking in like the image I have in my head, I haven't seen it in a long time, but there was a movie called Contact and Jodie Foster was in it. And there's something in it that like made me like, something made me think of that and something that happened in that movie, but it made me feel like, so we go to sleep and we meet our past loved ones and animals and just experience time with them. And then we have no recollection of it. And that doesn't sound fair to me and probably to a lot of you, but apparently we're not supposed to remember most of these things, sometimes all of them. I also thought it was interesting that he said, you can't control it. You're not supposed to, because if you could, you wouldn't want to leave. And so that reminded me of, what was the movie? Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio, and how if we had the power to, like, let's say I had the ability to go and see my grandparents, like, I would just want to hang out with them. Like, you go, you see your loved ones, like, if they're gone, do you want to, like, come back? And I don't know, it's just, it was really interesting to think that every night I could be hanging out with, like, just my grandparents and my past dogs and just have no idea. But in the moment, we're hanging out. I don't know. It was cool. I wanted to share that one because I found it very interesting myself.